Hi Math Gang, this is part 3 of the video series on Introduction to Math 1046 in fall 2018. So in the first video we looked at just getting started in the welcome unit for Math 1046, and then in the second video we looked at the My Math Lab with eText package and how to register for that, to buy the package and order a printed version, and looked a little bit at those activities. And in this video we're going to look at your first unit called the refresher unit. So let's go into that now. I'm going to click on content from our course homepage, and then if it doesn't bring you to it, what you need to do is go down to refresher unit. This is before unit 1. The refresher unit is the first unit, and it is due, the refresher unit is due Friday, September the 28th. So we have 3 weeks allotted for the refresher unit. So I'm going to click on the refresher unit, and that's it right here. It starts with the little green refresh sign. And just like all units, you're going to start at the top of the unit and read down. So you can read about what this unit is all about, and then take each task separately, read about that, and you'll get a check mark as you go through. Now the purpose of the refresher unit is that there are some foundational skills that we need to have before we get into the academic math 1046 stuff. And for many of us, we haven't taken a math course in a very long time. So we might be a little bit rusty in signed numbers. Maybe we're rusty in using percents and ratios. Maybe we need a little bit of a little bit more practice in exponents. Well, the 3-week refresher is to get everybody on the same page with your foundational skills. And this is how we go about doing it. In the My Math Lab, the Pearson My Math Lab program, we have set up a refresher module. What I'd like you to do first is this. So I'm in Brightspace, and it says My Math Lab Orientation Assignment. Complete the My Math Lab Orientation Assignment. That is in My Math Lab. It doesn't connect right from here. What you have to do is go back to My Math Lab links, which I'm going to do, and then go into, which link is it? My Math Lab homework, I think, or is there an all assignments? Oh, there we go. This one, My Math Lab all assignments. And do the My Math Lab orientation. I apologize, there are 2 here. They're both the same and they're not for Mark. So just pick one and do it. And that will just get you used to how to input answers into My Math Lab, and do that first. So that's that orientation assignment. Then I'm going to go back to, go back to the Unit 1, or sorry, the refresher unit. That's that My Math Lab orientation assignment. Complete that first. The next assignment that I'd like you to do is this one, My Math Lab practice assessment. Again, it says My Math Lab, so that means you're going to have to go back to the My Math Lab student links, open up Math Lab all assignments, and look for the practice assessment. Now the practice assessment is to get ready for an evaluation that we're going to have at the end of 3 weeks, which will just look at testing your foundational skills. You don't have to worry, it's not a high pressure situation for that test. No marks actually go towards your end mark. It's just an indication of your readiness. You want to try and get over a 70 or 80% on that test to show that you're ready for it. But we'll talk about the outcomes for that later. In the meantime, there is this practice assessment, and you're going to do the first attempt just to get a taste of what types of questions that we ask on this assessment at the end of the refresher unit. And you can do this practice assessment up to 10 different times if you like, just to get used to the styles of questions. But the main thing is just to get an idea of the types of questions that that we're looking at. So you do those two things first. They should take all of an hour to complete. Then you're going to move down to the My Math Lab Refresher homework assignments. Work through the My Math Lab Refresher homework assignments following these instructions. So do the pre-tests. They're actually called pre-quizzes. I apologize, this needs to be changed. Let me show you what that looks like in the My Math Lab. So I'm going to go back into My Math Lab links, back down to My Lab Math All Assignments. Here we go. So there's that orientation assignment I talked about. There's that practice assessment, and you can see that there are 10 attempts there. Then we get down into the refresher assignments. Each topic has its own pre-quiz. You do the pre-quiz first. It's not for marks. And then what the pre-quiz does is that it then tells the homework what questions that you still need to work on. So depending on how well you do on the pre-quiz, that's going to affect the length of your homework. So always do the pre-quizzes first and start with whole numbers and then work your way down the list. And as you go, the homework is going to adapt to how well you do on your pre-quiz. So for some topics, you might have just a few questions that you need to look at. For other topics, you're going to have a longer assignment because you need more practice in that. And then the refresher, there's about, I think there's like 12 assignments to complete for the refresher. And the homework assignment always has the refresher name. You do the pre-quiz first. And then you can see that before we get to the Unit 1 homework, there is the Refresher Math Placement Assessment. That's the evaluation that I was telling you about at the end of the unit that you are going to complete to see if you are ready to move on to Unit 1. Unit 1 says it's past due. Please ignore that. I'm going to change that setting a little bit later. But back to this assessment. This assessment is the one that you want to try and achieve over a 70%, and 80% is even better. And that means you're ready for the course. If you're going through the refresher unit and it's really above your skill level and you know that you need more time in more of a foundational course, we are offering the Math Foundations 1043 course concurrently with this one, and there is room to switch you to the Math 1043 course if you're interested in doing that. And how that will change the timetable on acquiring your math credit is this. You can do Math 1043 in the fall term, so September to December, and then pick up Math 1046 all ready to go with your strong foundation skills from January till April, and then you can do your Math 1047 from April to August. So there's still time in the year to complete all 3 courses if you feel that you're coming in with really weak foundational skills. The 1043 is an awesome course to get those skills up to where you need them so that when you start Math 1046, you can hit the ground running. If you have questions about that, please let me know. You can text me, email me, phone me, and I can help you with that decision. And then, so the refresher unit, we give you 3 weeks and you work through these at your own pace. If you finish early, you can go right into Unit 1 and start that up. Otherwise, you have until September the 28th to get those topics done. I'm going to go back into the refresher unit because I want to show you some extra things in that unit that can help you as you are brushing up on those foundation skills. So underneath all of the direction in my math lab, you'll get down to here where it says added resources, and it says the following resources are not for marks but provided as added practice material and videos to support the learning that you're doing in the My Math Lab. So if you would like to have more resources, all of the information is organized into folders, and you can just click on it. So for instance, there's whole number homework in my math lab. If you click on the resources, you can see that there's there's videos and practice problems with answers that you can work on. And again, this is all voluntary. It's just added stuff in case you need it or want it. So those are all organized under arithmetic, algebra, ratios, rates and percent, exponents and radicals, graphing, and they all align with the homework that you're doing in my math lab. At the very bottom of the unit, we have your Q&A section. So if you have any questions that you would like to pose, you can post it in the Q&A, and either myself or your classmates will answer your questions. And of course, you can also email me when you have questions as well. So folks, that's the refresher unit. Make sure you complete the welcome unit first and purchase your My Math Lab with eText package first so that you can have access to the refresher unit, and just start working, start practicing, and let me know if you have any questions. After the refresher unit, we will be going into Unit 1, Number Theory. Number Theory does have My Math Lab assignments. It also has, I'm just going to open up that. Just as a sneak peek, not only are there My Math Lab assignments, but there are also discussion assignments as well. So you always have to make sure that you check back in Brightspace that you're not missing any assignments in Brightspace that are aligned with the My Math Lab assignments, homework assignments in the unit as well. But for the refresher unit, we are mostly working out of My Math Lab. So that's it. That's the third video for this series. Again, I'll be in touch with some more study tips as we go along. Please leave your answers or questions in our discussion Q&A, and I look forward to your questions. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.